Dr. Yellow, Dr. Yellow, yeah, yeah, yeah. Dr. Yellow, Dr. Yellow, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nice.
So we got two official announcements today, both from Takara on the other side of the globe, and of course Hasbro officially here. And the first one we're going to be covering here today on the Transformer Slag podcast is that of some official images, finally, and information about that Transformers Legacy United Voyager class Origin Wheeljack we've been talking about over the past couple of weeks. We've seen images from conventions, we've seen little blurry snapshots here and there. We finally have now the official stock images, as well as information about how this figure is going to be, as well as some new revelations that we weren't aware of before. So now that we got these official stock images, the big takeaway from it is it finally shows us what you do with that blast shield that normally would be just an extra accessory you put on the alt mode, homaging that more than meets the eye scene with Wheeljack. Well, it seems that the blast shield could also be transformed into some kind of wing accessory for the robot mode. It doesn't look very good, but at least it's something that we weren't aware of before that was a thing, and now it is. So not much else we could say. We just got nice crisp images here now, and we get to see how the figure looks and everything, as well as all of its deeper information. Retail MSRP of $34.99. This is the current Voyager price point that it's going for. Will be available in mass retail at spring of 2024, so that's pretty hype too. 7-inch figure, 32 steps to transform into its Cybertronian hovercraft mode. Comes with a blaster, the blast shield, and the two rotor blades that could be plugged all over on 5mm pegs. Pretty hype stuff, looking really, really good. Let me know what you think about that. I'm very excited about all of these classic Origin designs from the Bumblebee, the Jazz, and now the Wheeljack. Who's next? We will see. But the big one today that I'm even more excited about is we finally are going to be seeing our fembot that we almost thought was not going to happen. A couple of months ago, we talked about the Transformers masterpiece MPG-07 Trainbot Gino, however you want to pronounce it. And he was a Dr. Yellow-ish kind of bullet train, and people were confused. Oh, this isn't the Doctor character that we saw in the manga or anything. Well, it looks like we will be getting the Doctor, the true Hakase, from the manga. But first, who is this character? What is her story? Well, we're going to go about a month and a couple weeks ago and go talk to Proto Man from a month and a couple weeks ago. We're going to post this segment right here, right now again, explaining the history of who this is and why you should be excited. So back in July of 2022, we talked about a new Transformers manga story that was included in the Transformers Generation Guidebook of that year. That manga was called The Train Wars: The Origin. It was a story written by Mr. Kiss Players himself, Yuki Ashima. He also drew it. And it talked about the untold origin of the Trainbots, the traditional Japanese Trainbots that we know and love, as well as their prototype brothers and sisters that came before them. That were actually developed before even they were. This whole story kind of served as a way to promote the new MPG masterpiece line with the Trainbots, and even give them a little bit of continuity and explain where they came from, and I mean even continue the lore and story of the Kiss Player characters like Atari, Dr. Fujiyama from Enter Nightbird, and even Nightbird herself. And this would all be based in the future year of 2011. A somewhat sequel to Kiss Players, the manga, also kind of a prequel to the Headmasters anime. Again, explaining where Raiden and the Trainbots pretty much came from, since they kind of just showed up in the Headmasters anime show. So that's what that all kind of was meant to be. An advertisement for Masterpiece with its MPG stuff, as well as everything else. But the big takeaway from all of that in that manga story was that the Trainbots had prototype siblings, and they would get a little bit of time to shine here and there, But one of them was a big kind of standout, and one of them was Doctor, also known as Dr. Yellow, a new fembot that was a repaint of the Trainbot Yukikaze, which was going to be getting a masterpiece release that, I think it was like that week or that month or something. This was a prototype character, part of the G-Liner prototype team, as Dr. Fujiyama called them. And they all were colored like the second run color schemes of their original Diaclone Trainbots. It had a much more limited release. That's why a lot of people weren't familiar with those color schemes. And they were quite different from that of the original ones. And of course, those original colors would be used for the 1987 Raiden Trainbots that we saw in Headmasters and the release in Japan. And those second run colors got a much more limited release, and we didn't really see much of them until they were pretty much brought to our attention here with all those sibling members and stuff. And of course, Dr. Yellow being the one that was really focused on. A few weeks later, after that manga was released in Generations Guidebook, Takara Tomy designer Kojin Ono, who not only designed the original Trainbots back in 1983, but also the new MPG Masterpiece ones, would go on to say that he'd actually like to do a few of those one-shot prototype colors using the MPG Raiden molds. And when MPG Raiden is complete, they could look into it. Maybe do one or two. Who knows? Maybe even Dr. Yellow would be the one that they would do. And that was that. And that was that indeed, Proto Man from over a month ago. So we are here today to talk about the Transformers masterpiece MPG-08 Trainbot Yamabuki. That is her name. So Yamabuki, the name itself, is a Japanese flower, a yellow Japanese flower. Yamabuki translates to mountain, Yama, or Yama, and Buki means breeze or breath, so it's Yamabuki. And this is the beautiful yellow flower of the Cybertronian team. That is the Doctor also. So it is Yamabuki Hakase for us Japanese here. And it's pretty awesome that they finally did this, because in the manga it was a repaint retool visually of the MPG-03 Trainbot Yukikaze, and that's exactly what they did here. They took the MP3 Trainbot Yukikaze, they gave it a brand new head sculpt, as well as some major retooling to the outside of the train alt mode itself, so that it's not straight up Yukikaze's Trainbot alt mode. It's actually a brand new one. It's a Dr. Yellow 925 Type 0 Series S1 formation with different windows, different back rudder spoiler. The whole thing looks really good. Very excited about it. Even has the nice Dr. Yellow green like she sported in the manga and in real life how they look. Looks absolutely fantastic. So there's even more going on here. Not just the new head sculpt, not just the new body sculpt, but on top of the expected accessories from it being a repaint retool of Yukikaze, comes with the 2 train tracks, comes with the connector piece, and it comes with Yukikaze's gun now, color waved in a lighter gray just to mix it up a little bit. But it comes with a brand new combiner head sculpt. And much like what we had with the MPG-07 Jinno, where we got a brand new chest sculpt that was an homage to the Combiner Diaclone Catalog Art exclusive, not based off of a toy, not based off of some animation, based off of a one piece of art that was used in the catalog of a unique combiner that didn't appear anywhere else. And so while that unique chest was included with Jinno, the MPG-07, MPG-08 Yamabuki, who is she? What is she going to be coming with? Well, she's going to be coming with the head for this unique combiner, right down to all the little sculpted detail and everything like that. So now you mix and match with your Jinno that you got, the MPG-07, with this Yamabuki MPG-08, and you're one step closer to that perfect combiner that appeared in that catalog piece and nowhere else. And it's wild when you think about it. They list in the Japanese information here that this makes a special Raiden formation called Shiden. So very interesting. This is the Shiden transformation. I wonder if it's Shide or means to kill or to die. I don't know if that's playing into that. But very fascinating. I am super excited about this. Now, the cost for this is 23,650 yen. It's a little under $160 USD. It's pretty much $10 more than what Yuki Kaze was, but Yuki Kaze also came out like 2 years ago. It shows us how long this whole project was. So it's $10 more. It's inflation. It's just how it is, unfortunately. But yeah, it's going to be about $160, a little less than that, depending, and is going to be shipping out late October 2024. So you're still going to have to wait for your train waifu, Hakase Dr. Bot. Love it. It looks great. But really awesome. Again, I love the sculpting. I love the detail. And I love the fact that if you get this in the Jinno, you're able to do a very obscure Diaclone Combiner. And it makes me wonder, are they going to do the other members? We already got 2 now. Maybe they're going to do some of those other members and really phone it in, get it all done. But this is really cool stuff. Very excited about this. Let me know what you think. I mean, it's not for everybody. I know a lot of people want train Transformers in mass retail in the West instead of just having to rely on stuff that Japan's doing. But now the MPG line is continuing forward, and maybe we're going to get some more announcements and information from that 40th hour origin Takara Tomy stuff that we were talking about in April. We will see. Let me know what you think, guys, and we'll talk to you really soon here on the Transformer Slag podcast. And thank you for listening.